Hey folks, it's Simon once again, and wasn't really sure if I wanted to do this review because I had forgotten a lot about this movie. But I had posted some stuff on Facebook, and it seemed like quite a few people actually wanted to hear my opinion on this movie. And that is Dumb and Dumber 2 that came out this year. If you wonder why I'm not looking at the camera, I'm just looking at myself, so I'm in frame and such. But Dumb and Dumber 2, when I first heard about it, I looked forward to it because there's a lot of Jim Carrey films that I do enjoy. There's Liar Liar, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. I don't mind The Mask. I like The Cable Guy. Even some of his dramatic stuff. The Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, The Truman Show. Me, Myself, and Irene, which another film Jim Carrey did with the Farrellys. And again, I'm a big fan of the first Dumb and Dumber. Now, I'll be honest, the prequel, Dumb and Dumberer, I saw in the theater, and I actually didn't mind it for what it was. That was a hell lot better than something like Ace Ventura 3 when it was just Ace Ventura Jr. or Son of the Mask. I thought the actors playing the younger Harry and Lloyd actually did a pretty decent job. Bob Saget's cameo was funny, and yeah, I wouldn't call it a great movie, not by far, but I thought, for what kind of it's a film that really didn't need to be in theaters. It did stream like a direct-to-video film, but I didn't mind it for what it was. If I said I hated it, I'd be lying. I would. But I look forward to this. Okay, Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels are coming back. As for Farrelly films, the Farrelly brothers who directed this, like it, Dumb and Dumber 1, again, I really enjoy it. I like Kingpin. I was never a big fan of There's Something About Mary. I like Me, Myself, and Irene. But their track record, I hated Hall Pass. I thought Hall Pass was entirely, unbelievably forgettable. I did someone, Corey, nice guy on you, had sent me the DVD, and I'm like, sorry that you sent it, but I had already seen this, and I didn't like it, so I did a rant on that. Three Stooges movie. I love the Three Stooges in general, but the movie I thought was bullshit. I mean, come on. What was it? The Real Life or the fucking? No, not the Real Life. The Snooty. That's what it was. Snooty and her that bullshit and having babies and peeing in their faces and a pee fight. Should have known with the Farrellys. Then you get to this film, and like I said, I looked forward to it until I saw the trailer, The Dumb and Dumber 2. But I'm like, hey, let me give it a shot. I didn't like the trailer. Man, it was horrible. I know a lot of people like the film, and that's fine if you like the film. To me, this is one of the worst films I've seen with Jim Carrey in it. I'd even rather watch the number 23. And number 23, at the end of the day, didn't care for it because I thought the twist I saw coming a mile away. I thought it was a rather lame twist, but I thought Jim Carrey gave a better performance in the number 23. I didn't like I Love You, Philip Morris. Mr. Popper's Penguins, there was a family film dealing with penguins. I mean, it was what it was. This film, though, and it's not because of expectation. Believe me, my expectation was not only to the fucking floor, it was beyond the floor, so far fucking down that I come off the other side of the fucking planet. That's how far low my expectations were. It's been like that a lot this year. You think I had high expectations for Expendables 3? You think I had high expectations for the Ninja Chuds? No, I had low expectations to the fucking ground. To the point I dig a fucking hole and then create a sewer. And then I put my hand to the bottom of that. My fucking expectations were low. And people go, well, what did you expect? I expected a funny comedy. You know? I'm looking right at the camera. You know? A funny comedy? Just look at the camera. You know? A funny comedy that made me laugh? I'm sorry, this was depressing to watch. Okay, I'll admit, there's one joke I laughed, and I'll say right now what it is. It was a scene where Harry and Lloyd, they get this address, and they leave. and they had met Kathleen Turner and go find Kathleen Turner's daughter. They just do this journey, and they come to her door, and they open it. Wow, you look a lot like your mother. And it's Kathleen Turner. And she's like, what are you guys doing here again? Takes a letter. You went to the wrong address. No, this is the sender address. This is the address that you go to. That, to me, was a joke that was in spirit of the first film. I'm not saying you have to copy and paste, although they do copy and paste a lot of stuff. They just suck at it, which I'll get to. But that joke was a joke that was in spirit of the first film. And on Facebook, Mario said it best. It didn't have really nice guy Mario rating him. Unfortunately, I don't comment on a lot of videos because I just don't know what to say. Usually I say, hey, I just don't know what to type. But he said in a very nice way on Facebook, it didn't have the magic and charm of the first film, and he's right on that. And Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, especially Jim Carrey, he seems rusty and comedy chops. He seemed really fucking rusty, Jim Carrey. I think this is his weakest comedic performance. And yeah, I didn't see his films like Once Bitten and Rubber Face or whatever the hell it was. But comedic, the stuff I've seen, this is his weakest. Yeah, I'm not a fan of I Love You, Philip Morris, but even that acting role was better than this. I'm not a big fan of Number 23, but his acting, it's a drama, so that comedies that came out this year, 22 Jump Street and Neighbors with Seth Rogen. I enjoyed Neighbors with Seth Rogen. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but I enjoy Neighbors. Again, not the Dan Aykroyd one. This is one with Seth Rogen that came out this year because I thought it had a bit of a heart to it. I saw Seth Rogen. Oh, cool. He's playing a dad. This Australian actress, I forget her name, she plays his wife. Zac Efron, I thought actually did a pretty decent job, and his character wasn't typical douche jock. There's a little bit more to him, which I liked. I thought it was rather funny. It has raunchy jokes, but I thought it had a rapid-fire pace. I thought it was actually, the script was pretty decent. Had some pretty good laugh-out-loud moments. Seth Rogen, I thought it was nice to see him playing a dad, and he's actually a good... He treats the baby, the kid right. Same with the mom. Like, they're good parents, and just the situation. I don't know. This is not... I love Neighbors. And 22 Jump Street, I liked the first one. This was, I thought, a worthy sequel, 22 Jump Street. Better written. I think a problem with this film, not only is the script, but the directors. I mean, again, the last good film I think the Farrelly brothers had done was Me, Myself, and Irene with Jim Carrey. And Jim Carrey, again, he hasn't really done a pure comedy like this in a long time. Unless you want to say Mr. Popper's Penguins is a pure comedy, but... And what I mean by that is Jim Carrey, his Lloyd character, I know he could be a bit of a dick at times in the first film. Like, well, you're one pathetic loser. And he tells that to Harry in the first film. But this one, he just went douchebag to the 10th power. Like, he took his performance in the first film and dialed it up to 11.5 or 11.75 or 75.5 or how the fuck rate you want to call it. To the point, Jim Carrey was obnoxious as fuck in this movie. And no, I don't like Dumb and Dumber 1 because of nostalgia and I saw it as a kid. I didn't pop that movie in today and laugh. Because there's actually a little bit of innocence to their dumbness, to their idiocy, to how stupid they are. And they didn't seem really too malicious at times. It just seemed like, okay, they're just doing that because they're dumb. Here, they just seem more malicious, or they seem more intentionally or unintentionally too asshole-ish for my taste. And it just, if it garnered laughs, fine, but I just didn't think it was that funny. I mean, the way it starts, it's 20 years later, and Lloyd, Jim Carrey's character, is catatonic, and Harry, Jeff Daniels' character, I'll just call them by their Lloyd and Harry names from now on. Harry says he's going to have to leave and not come back for a long time, and Lloyd says, gotcha! And apparently for 20 years he's been catatonic as a joke. And I get that it's because, well, they're dumb. They don't understand it. To me, that, as well as the whole movie, just seemed more depressing than funny. It just seemed more depressing. Wow, if you like these characters at all, then hey, this character just spent 20 years. This is how it was. I mean, that's kind of depressing when you think about, this character, I kind of like these characters, and for 20 years, one was faking catatonic and the other kept going up, and I get it. It's a joke. It's supposed to be funny. I just didn't think the joke was that funny. And then pulling the catheter out and he gets stuck. And then the callbacks. Like when the Dumb and Dumber titles come up, they have the same fucking song as the titles in the first movie came up. That same song. And in that film, it was a road trip from A to B with this briefcase. Here, it's A to B, but it's this parcel wrapped in a bag. And you have bad guys, and you have a bad guy that's in them with the vehicle. Even the same type of shot where the guy's in the middle and the two are here. And they're playing a game. In the first film, it was, touch. Here it's he who smelt it dealt it, about farts. They play a joke. Or, that one, it was the peppers. Here, they light him on fire. Which, to me, that seemed more jackass than Dumb and Dumber. Yes, I know Dumb and Dumber had stuff like the toilet scene, but the toilet scene was never a scene I care for in Dumb and Dumber. I care for their dialogue and their sort of... They had a chemistry energy to them that they did not have in this movie, in my opinion. Whether you want to fault the script or the fact that these two are... Like Jeff Daniels, I don't know, I can't remember the last film Jeff Daniels was in. Maybe Looper's the last one I remember him in. I'm not saying that's the last film he did. That's the last film I remember. But especially Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, I thought, was awful in his role. He was just aggravating. Like how some people felt of Jim Carrey in those early films, which I love, Ace Ventura 1 and 2, Dumb and Dumber. That's how I felt of him in this movie. Even Yes Man, which I wasn't always the biggest fan of, he's much better in Yes Man than this. Just that, even that physical comedic energy that you saw in Liar Liar. But, I'm kicking my own ass, do you mind? But okay, listen, I talk about older films. Again, just films of this year, comedies I've enjoyed this year. 22 Jump Street and Neighbors, I think they have much more energy. I think they have better scripts and writing. And some of them, they're R-rated, raunchy, but they're... I think this is PG-13, not R, but... Those are just, I don't know, they're just more laughs. That's the point of a comedy, to make you laugh. I'm sorry, I'm not going to laugh. I'm going to go through some of the jokes. A cat who ate some birds and he farts feathers out of his ass. Oh, we see feathers fart out of a cat's ass. Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels pull their pants down and fart into this guy's face and then roll the windows up so he's almost suffocating in farts. They're at a conference in the third act and Jim Carrey just shouts out, "Show us your tits!" Stuff you saw in the trailer. I mean, the cat's name is Butthole. Why you call him that? Shows the cat his butthole. There's a scene during like a quick montage of they're going from A to B. They've stolen a, what is it, Zamboni? Oh, here's a quick shot of them outrunning a tornado. Then here's a quick shot of them diving in water near a power plant. And they're driving the Zamboni, and now they're green like nuclear, like in the, when you saw cartoons in the 80s, like when I saw Simpsons, and oh, he's radioactive, now he's glowing green. You know what this film is? Dumb and Dumber is Simpsons back in the day. Season 3, Season 4. This is Simpsons. Dumb and Dumber 2 is Simpsons now. which isn't that great. And I'm a Simpsons fan. I mean, I'm collecting the Simpsons stuff. I think Simpsons season 17 is coming out in December. I want to get that sometime because I'm a Simpsons fan. And even I know that the stuff coming out today is not that good compared to stuff back then. And I mean, if you want to talk about the plot, I mean, the plot is after Jim Carrey admits he was faking, gotcha. He and Harry says that he has a bad kidney and he needs a kidney. Goes to his parents, which they're both Asian. So of course that's another thing. You see these jokes coming 3 miles away. Oh, they're Asian. You already know where this is going. I'm adopted? Well, I thought you would have noticed. Oh my god, you're adopted? You saw that coming so fucking far away. You're waiting for the movie to catch up to the joke. I don't think that's what comedies are supposed to do. Even Neighbors, like, I still remember stuff that made me chuckle. Just Zac Efron and Seth Rogen talk about who's the better Batman. And then near the end of the film, they reference that in their fight. And Seth Rogen does a Michael Keaton, I'm Batman. Tries to jump on him and accidentally hits the fucking fan. Oh shit! Hits the fan and during the fight. I mean, I'm talking about another movie. And I mention that because I'm not just talking about movies from back in the day. I'm talking about comedies today that did stuff better than this movie. And yet, films like Neighbors get a lower rating on IMDb than this movie. I'm sorry, just as Jeff Daniels and Jim Carrey came back, I'm sorry, don't expect me to go, oh, they're back, that's good enough. No, I want a funny comedy as well. And I had low expectations. How much low do I need to go? Do I have to go so low that you can't see me at all? But the plot of this film, they stole from the Brothers Solomon, another shitty comedy. What do I mean by that? 2 guys looking for a kidney. And crazy stuff happens. That was the fucking plot of the Brothers Solomon. Wow, it took you 20-some fucking years to come up with that fucking plot, Farrelly Brothers. Oh yeah, there's 6 fucking writers in this movie. 6 fucking writers. 666. Makes sense. Man. But, and the parents thing that you see coming a mile away. Kathleen Turner's in this film as Freda Felcher, which is a character that was referenced in the first movie. And Harry thinks that, oh my god, this letter, it's about, he's the father of this daughter, and needs to go find the daughter. I'm thinking, now that I think about it, why does that makes me think of Father's Day as well, with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal, and that's a better comedy. 2 guys looking for one guy thinks it's his daughter, then another guy later on thinks it's his daughter, except instead of daughter, think of son. You get Father's Day, a better comedy. That's a comedy not a lot of people liked, but I'd rather watch that than this. Okay. And Kathleen Turner, I know she went through a bad case of some type of arthritis, and there was pain and alcohol. It's really sad with Kathleen Turner because, I mean, we all get old. Hell, I got my own skin hanging out. It is sad though. It was depressing to watch. And I just only point that out because, again, this is supposed to be a comedy, but yet throughout the film I'm being depressed. Can't watch 22 Jump Street and Neighbors again. I like those comedies. They made me laugh. Oh yeah. Before that, there's a Bill Murray cameo that you would never fucking know because the whole scene with the butthole in their apartment. Apparently, Jeff Daniels, he had a roommate who is making like meth or something. I'm like, what? Are they trying to take a nod to Breaking Bad or something like that? Geez, almost every fucking person I know talks about Breaking Bad. No, I haven't seen Breaking Bad. I don't care. And if you listen, and it's also in the credits, it's Bill Murray. He says like one or two lines. And he's all in gear, so you can't see it's Bill Murray. I'm like, wow, this is the worst fucking Bill Murray cameo ever. You want to see a good Bill Murray cameo? Zombieland. I know I keep referencing older films because that's what makes this film fucking suck as well. It just makes me think of other better comedies. Don't think a comedy's supposed to do that. It's supposed to make you laugh. Not think of better comedies, including shit that comes out today, this year. Name 2 comedies at least. Watch This Is the End, another comedy. 21 Jump Street, another comedy. Fucking Due Date even. Hangover. The Heat. Better comedies than this movie. But, I'm like, so you get Bill Murray into this movie. Again, you have Jim Carrey, not again, I didn't say it right. Jim Carrey and Bill Murray in the same fucking movie, you can't have them in the same fucking scene. That's what I'm getting at. Bill Murray and Jim Carrey, 2 of the big comedy actors. You can't think of one scene where they're acting together. Because like you see Jim Carrey over here, then it cuts. I'm guessing maybe they got Bill Murray afterward. And Bill Murray's like, okay, I'll just do a cameo. Because Bill Murray, I know he's quirky like that. But I'm like, seriously? You guys can't come up with like one fucking scene or give Bill Murray actually something to do? I can't, that pissed me off more that, oh my god, it's Bill Murray? Bill Murray and Jim Carrey were in the same fucking movie, couldn't put them in the same fucking scene, sharing the same fucking dialogue together? That just pissed me off more. Lost opportunity. Anyway, on the fucking road trip, and I can't remember half the shit that goes on. I mean, you have the shit with the bad guys. One of them is, it's the girl from Laurie Holden, or I forget what the actress's name. And they said one of them goes, oh yeah, the other shit that, the kid from the first film with the pretty bird, the blind kid, I think they got the same actor. He's back in this movie. And this is what I'm talking about with the Jim Carrey being a fucking dickhead. And yeah, I know he did some things in the first one, but this one was just too much for me. It was... He starts saying all this rude shit about, hey, you seen any good movies lately? And he keeps pushing that for like a minute. And I'm like, this is not just you saying this because you're dumb. It just seems like you're saying this because you're a fucking asshole. And I don't remember it that much in the first movie. My opinion. And then they like both of them scare the shit out of him, then laugh. Like, like the kid in the wheelchair goes, oh, I'm like, yeah, a blind wheel. I guess it's like, what? Are they trying to be like, oh, you gotta be edgy? Fuck you, Farrelly brothers. You can't write for shit anymore. When you find talent, then you can fucking talk to me. Find some talent again. Look in the fucking in the back of a fucking fridge, or at the bottom of a fucking cracker box. Maybe some talent dust will rub into your fingers again. Although you haven't had fucking talent for 10 goddamn years at least. So I think you disappear like fucking fairy dust. You just snort up your fucking like cocaine. Oh yeah, and the reason you know how in the first film he did the trade, but that seemed more, it sounds stupid, more innocent. Hey, I took care of it. And then the bird. Here it's, oh, I put your cat in his room. It'll be fine. And the kid comes in and the whole room is covered with dead birds and blood everywhere. And the blind kid in wheelchair is like, birds? And I'm like, I didn't think, this isn't really funny. This is really horrific, to be honest. I know. The thing in the first film is horrific when you think about, you don't even have to think about it, but it was pulled off better. It was pulled off better. It was written better. And, I mean, in the first film, you had scenes like when the cop, was it Harlan Williams, stops them, And they had the beer, and after he had to pee in the beer, oh, you have an open alcohol container, and he tries to drink it. What do these two guys try to do? They try to stop him. Hey, no, sir, don't do that. In this film, they would let the cop drink it and have a laugh. And it's a... That's the thing, these characters... Oh, I know. Will they change in 20 years? Well, you know what? Doesn't mean the change is for the better. And like I said, where they repeat shit. Hey, what was in the first film? Well, Jim Carrey has a dream scene where he's fighting people in martial arts. What's in this film? He has a dream scene where he's fighting people in martial arts. Only in this one, Harry gets killed in the dream, and then instead of a kung fu waiter, it's a bunch of ninjas. You guys really thought long and hard about that. Bravo. Fucking making my eyes tear up. I don't know why. It's not. I'm not crying. Believe me. I think this fucking movie's giving me allergies or something. Jesus Christ! It just started all of a sudden. Like literally, my brain's fucking swelling up, and the liquid it needs somewhere to erupt and escape. It's through my fucking eyelids. Think about this movie. It's like a fucking film projector right in front of my eyes is making my eyes blind. I really did hate this film that much. It would be in my top 5. I still put Ninja Turtles and Expendables 3 in front of it for all the reasons I said, my fucking rants on those pieces of shit. And there are movies I liked this year. John Wick, Edge of Tomorrow, 22 Jump Street, Neighbors, Nonstop, Brick Mansions, Captain America, The Winter Soldier. When I do my list of favorites, I'll talk about. But this film, again, is one of the worst Jim Carrey films I've seen. I'm trying to think of the shit that went on throughout the film. But like I said, a lot of it I don't fucking remember. I'm trying to think now, what the hell else happened? Doesn't even fucking matter. By the third act, they're trying to find the daughter. Again, they're trying to find the daughter because Harry needs a kidney, which I'm like, wow. Brother Solomon already stole your plot. Already has your plot first, Dumb and Dumber 2. But, I think they get there, and then like they have like one argument where Harry goes, well, you just want to sleep with her. And again, they're fighting over a woman, which they did in the first fucking film, trying to deliver this thing instead of a briefcase is a parcel, just like the first fucking film. The dream scene, just like the first fucking film, and then Jim Carrey realizes that, oh, maybe this is actually my daughter. So, of course, he backs away from it. And during this conference, like, Harry pretends to be a doctor. Oh, yeah, he has a dream sequence where he has a fucking pipe, and he is married to this one girl, and, not his daughter, but another girl, and I don't even fucking remember it. It was that fucking memorable. Next. Oh yeah, during the, like, Harry pretends to be a doctor, and I know this is gonna piss off some people. There's a joke on Asperger's, because I know a few people, including my friend Mike, who have Asperger's, or, you know, because I think one of the scientists actually go, your friend, does he have Asperger's? And I'm like, is that even supposed to be a joke? Or is it supposed to be, oh, shock value, he said someone has Asperger's. That is so shocking. Now is this supposed to be funny? I'll say, from my heart, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. I just keep looking at my fucking Golden Child poster, and I'm like, that film got so much shit, so much crap. Did not get... Anyway. Fuck a little better movie than this fucking movie. I can name dozen fucking lines from that movie off the top of my fucking head. I've done it many times in the past. But yeah, again, there are movies, I've said this like 5 times now, there are comedies of today that are much better than this movie. You want to see better road movies? Due Day is a better road movie. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It's around Thanksgiving that you're seeing this. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Learn from that, Farrelly Brothers. Dumb and Dumber 1. Tommy Boy. List goes on. Fuck's sake. Let's see. Okay, oh yeah, now I know why I forgot this. It was something in the back of my head. There's one of those things where at this convention, it's like a lot of doctors and scientists. They put Harry on this thing, and it's supposed to, oh, we can look back into your childhood. And they do. And there's a dog, and there's peanut butter. Guess where the joke is going? You don't see the dick and balls, but, oh, he has peanut butter. He puts it on there, and the dog comes in. Are we having fun yet? Oh, they do have a joke. Another fucking thing. They stick a hand up their ass. They put it near this cup that they have and say, oh, this stinks, doesn't it? I mean, yeah, it does stink. Also, I saw that in Ready to Rumble with David Arquette. And I know that's a reference that many people will remember. This movie's making me think of Ready to Rumble. At least that film had fucking Diamond Dallas Page, DDP, the Diamond Cutter. Not sure if the Diamond Cutter was in, but at least it had Diamond Dallas Page. And fucking Steen. This movie didn't have either. Had neither of them. Oh yeah, I watched fucking Mallrats with the stink palm. Funnier movie. Keep thinking of funnier movies. That's not what a comedy's supposed to do. If it's good. But yeah, I laughed like one fucking time. The rest, I'm like, Jesus Christ, Jim Carrey, what the fuck happened? Jesus Christ, Farrelly Brothers, what the fuck are you doing? Sure, I'm not surprised, really. But sad enough, it was even worse than what I thought it would be. And that's saying something. It really ends with a fire alarm is pulled, bunch of people are in the bathroom, Harry, Jeff Daniels, Kathleen Turner, and the daughter, and the bad guys are there. Jim Carrey comes in, or Jim Carrey says, oh, I got a liver for you. I had someone do an operation on me. Then they pull it. Oh, it's not really a liver. It's just a piece of, cooked meat. So someone pretty much just stole Jim Carrey's liver, and he thought he had the liver. Again, because he's dumb. But it's not really. I'm sure some people would have guessed the joke. It's just not really a funny payoff. It's like, oh, that's what it is. Harry takes a shot in the shoulder. Which again, the first film Harry got shot as well, except in the chest. But at least he had a funny line like, what if you shot me in the head? Harry, you're alive. And you're a horrible shot. What if he shot you in the head? Oh my God, what if he shot me in the head? Well, we'd risk it. Yeah, I mean, I just remember that. At the end of the first film, Harry gets shot. Here, he gets shot only in the shoulder. And one person who you think is not really who you think. Like the woman, oh, she's undercover cop. Here is the professor who you think is weak. No, he's healthy and has the cops with him. And the parcel was a fake out. There's nothing important in it. It's just some cupcakes. And you find out that neither of them are the father of this girl. Like Father's Day. You find out you found out at the beginning neither of them are the father. It's... How many films is this film going to rip off? Father's Day, Ready to Rumble, Brother Solomon. I mean, how much fucking more? For Christ's sake. For crying out fucking loud. Hell, if I want to see two guys doing a film years after a film that was successful, pretend to be doctors, I'll see No Evil, Hear No Evil, with Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder, and Richard Pryor being a doctor, and them asking questions, and Richard Pryor going, because they asked a question about what would you, something to get in shape or stress or something like that. Well, some prefer walking, some prefer jogging, but most effective is fucking. I do it myself too. Punta, punta, punta. I didn't do as well as Richard Pryor, but it's Richard fucking Pryor. I mean, makes me want to see that movie again. I did a review for that movie. Love that movie. See No Evil, Hear No Evil is so much better than this film. So much fucking better. Jesus Christ. And pretty much it ends with them walking away and they see, like the first film, they saw a bunch of hot women. Of course they're not going to get them. Here, they see two hot women. You know they're going to screw it up. And here it's just, they push them in the bushes and they run away. And there's a credit scene at the end where they're driving a Zamboni and they threw their milkshakes and they're sea bass. And someone goes, kick his ass, sea bass. And then cut to a card. Dumb and Dumber 4 and 2034, what the fuck it said. You want to see a better joke on that? Watch 22 Jump Street when it talks about its sequels. They have a funny joke with Seth Rogen, and 22 Jump Street did that joke this year and did it miles better. It was actually really witty and funny. I talked about it in my fucking review of 22 Jump Street. Much better comedy. Much better sequel comedy. Jesus Christ. How many fucking things you gonna steal, Dumb and Dumber 2? At least make them funny if you don't steal it. Jesus fuck. Oh yeah, I fucking forgot the other thing. The poster with the dog vehicle. They find the vehicle, they jump, and then 30 seconds later it breaks. And then they get the Zamboni. Or is it the hearse? They had the hearse first. Because that's the weird vehicle they drive for a lot of it. It's the hearse. I'm like, let me guess. There's a school bus coming. Is someone going to be in the coffin in the back? Yep. Jim Carrey's in the coffin in the back. They have another scene. Oh, here's this blue liquid. They're in a morgue. Well, not morgue. They're in a funeral home. Blue liquid. I wonder what that is. Oh, I thought it was Gatorade. No, it's embalming fluid. If you find it funny, that's fine. I just don't get it. You can keep, let me put this way. You can keep Dumb and Dumber 2. I'll take Neighbors with Seth Rogen and 22 Jump Street. I'll take those two. You can keep Dumb and Dumber 2. A sequel that, again, I looked forward to. I saw the trailer, had extremely low expectations, and it was even worse than I thought. I mean, a cat farting feathers, and oh, of course, what you saw in the trailer. What was it? They need to find Harry some hearing aids, so they're going to steal some in the nursing home. And a woman goes, oh, look under the covers. And Jim Carrey puts his hand up her cooch, pulls it out, blows, and it's dust. Just another dust in the wind. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what else I can say. It's fucking 40-minute rant on Dumb and Dumber 2. And I wasn't even going to review it because I'll just fuck it. I'll just read what I put on my Facebook post just for shits and giggles. Way to end it. Why the fuck not? Uh, once it pops up. But yeah, I mean, what I said was Dumb and Dumber 2. When I first heard about it, I was looking forward to it. When I saw the trailer, my mind changed. Seeing the film, I'm sorry, but it's now one of my least favorite Jim Carrey films of all time. I enjoy Dumb and Dumber. The first one is one of my favorite Jim Carrey flicks. I enjoy Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. The last sequel Jim Carrey was in, not counting Batman Forever. This is painful and depressing to watch. The Farrelly brothers just cannot direct a funny flick to save their lives anymore. Pretty much the same shit I said. This film streamed direct to DVD. Oh yeah, instead of saying Nat, Jim Carrey says Gunat. Mooning and farting against someone in the backseat after wanting to play a game of who smelt it, dealt it. Maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe I just don't get it anymore. But I still enjoy the first movie. I enjoy recent comedies like Neighbors and 22 Jump Street. So maybe it's just a shitty sequel. Yeah, maybe it's just a shitty fucking sequel. I stand by that. One of the worst fucking films I've seen all year. I'm not surprised. It's like Eddie Murphy. When was the last good fucking Eddie Murphy film? And when was the last really great Jim Carrey film? Of any of them, I like The Truman Show. Was it Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? Was it that long ago? Or I can't fucking remember. I mean, how Arnold is doing shitty movies like Sabotage, Stallone, shitty movies like Expendables 3 and Bullet to the Head. Bruce Willis, Red 2 sucked. Good Day to Die Hard did not hold up. This comes from a guy that loves Live Free or Die Hard. Good Day to Die Hard didn't hold up. Ninja Turtles are in the shitter. Now fucking Dumb and Dumber sequel. If you told me 2 years ago, 3 years ago, Dumb and Dumber sequel, yay! Hell, before I saw the trailer, I was going yay. Now it's... I gotta check something real quick. I'm gonna check... You know what, fuck it. I gotta end it. I'll call it here. This is the worst Jim Carrey film I've seen. In my opinion. Doesn't mean it has to be your opinion. I know people like it. I don't know why. But saying that sounds really rude. I don't mean it like that. I just don't get it. I think there are better comedies that came out this year. I think there's definitely better comedies. So many better comedies you can find. And almost any Jim Carrey comedy that I could think of is better than this. I mean, that's all I got. This movie was just really depressing as fuck to watch. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.